Hi, I am Tom from Hurricane Records. We've done a video before talking about a 2025 release plan. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different, and it does interact with that in a slight way, where we spoke about releasing a single, say January 10th, and your next single would come out about 7 weeks later or 9 weeks later. Your next single would be 9 weeks after that. And one of the things that we didn't speak about was the fact that this whole plan consisted and revolved entirely around releasing singles and not releasing any albums. So everyone that's on our label, they always talk about wanting to do an album and stuff, and we put them off doing any sort of album at the moment. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and why we don't do albums. I'm not saying albums is a terrible thing, and this is a common thing for everyone that knows me. They're always like, why do you hate albums so much? I don't hate albums, I love albums. I do a radio show as well on Pure Beat Radio. If you've ever listened, we do talk about like 10 out of 10 albums quite a lot. What albums are not 10 out of 10? You know, we talk about all that kind of stuff. So I don't hate albums. Albums are really good, and they will grow your fan base. However, at the point, if you're watching this video, it means that we're at the point where we're trying to grow our fan base as much as we can, and the best way to do that is through singles. So let's talk a little bit about it. Again, just in case you didn't see the last video, a little quick introduction about me. My name's Tom Glasgow. I run a record label called Hurricane Records. I also am the frontman in a band called Trends. These videos are edited by our guitarist Alex, so big shout out to Alex backstage. I'm saying backstage like there's like an actual backstage. We all know what I mean. Yeah, and I made a living doing music for the last 5 years. So let's talk a little bit about singles versus albums and the benefits of both. So albums are really good, and if you're looking to make a bit of money, albums are really good. You can get physical copies made if you're playing gigs quite a lot, like regularly. Also, I'm Scottish, so it's really hard to say the word regularly. But if you're playing gigs quite a lot, it's good. You can take physical merch along with you, whether it be t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags. I know that obviously there's a little bit of an outcry with tote bags not really being eco-friendly as much as we'd like them to be, but you know, I mean, you've got merch. How good it would be to have an album there? You know, it is a really, really good idea. Okay, however, albums aren't going to grow you as much as a single would. So the way to look at this is, if we're releasing a new single bi-monthly, as we spoke about in the last video, then every 2 months you have something new to promote. And the way we spoke about our 2025 plan was by promoting it consistently throughout those 9 weeks. So if my song, my new single, is coming out on the 10th of January, like we spoke about last time, it means that for the next 9 weeks after the 9th of January, I can actually promote that song for 9 straight weeks. So I don't know where my notepad is that had my notes on it from the last video, but I think it's behind me. It was basically, that is not the page, neither is that. There we go. Okay, so on week 1, we have the actual audio out. It means that we can go to TikTok, we can go to Facebook, we can go to Instagram, we can go to Twitter/X. What's the other one? Blue Sky is the new one, and you know, we'll talk about Blue Sky a little bit in another video where we're kind of going through social media and stuff. But you know, if we bring out our song on January 10th, it means on that day we can go to those platforms and we can promote the heck out of this single, okay? And we can be telling people to go listen to it on Spotify, go watch it on YouTube, whatever, you know, actively promoting that. Now, obviously in the plan, we said that we had this kind of gap week every 2 weeks, so we were uploading to YouTube bi-weekly, so every fortnight or every 2 weeks. But obviously if we're doing some in-between stuff like behind the scenes footage, we're doing some talk throughs of the song, we're doing things like that, we're doing covers, you know, we still have content there, but it means that we can still actively on our social medias be promoting our actual song. When we get to week 3, we're doing the lyric video. Obviously, with the plan, feel free to move things, okay? The way we had it out was your audio release, your lyric video release, your music video, alternate version, and then you would repeat, okay? But see, for instance, if you want to go audio only, then do your music video, and then the lyric video, and then an alternate version, you know, it's not set in stone. You can do whatever you want, okay? It's not set in stone. It's just as long as you're uploading twice, like every 2 weeks, every fortnight, every bi-weekly. You can move it around. The only one that is set in stone is doing your audio release, okay? You want to be able to put the song out on YouTube, for instance, the day it comes out on Spotify, and then promote that song and then tease the music video, tease the alternate version, tease the lyric video. You know, you can do all that. So that's 9 weeks, or 8 weeks really, because the 9th week is, as we said, the first week of the new single. So it's 8 weeks that we can actually actively promote that song for. So, you know, week 4, after the lyric video comes out, we're promoting the lyric video and telling people, oh, we made this and it looks really cool, you should go watch it. Then the week after that, the music video's out and we're like, oh, look at this music video we made. What was a really cool one is we have a band on the label called We're Not Scared of Robots, and they shot their own music video entirely by themselves. They got some friends from another band to star in it, basically, and the video was really cool. We'll put a quick clip of it up, but it's basically just 2 people from another band, and they're just kind of standing, looking lovingly at each other in the streets of Glasgow, and here is a clip of it now. And hopefully Alex put a clip of that up and I don't look like an idiot. Now. But they done that themselves. All they done was got some tripods, got their iPhones, and we kind of spoke about that last time about how you can do a good music video with your iPhone. So that music video was it was entirely shot on an iPhone or 2 iPhones. You know, so, and they've been teasing that, they've been promoting it and stuff, and they're like, hey, you listen to the song, now watch the video. So that's 8 weeks that they were able to promote that song, and 8 weeks that we're telling you to promote that song for. Okay, now the difference with an album, okay, say you have 10, 11 tracks on an album. When you're bringing that album out, you are promoting the album. You might have 1 or 2 lead singles on it, maybe even 3. Personally, I wouldn't do any more than 3 lead singles. If you look at any album, they're not promoting all 10, 11, 12 tracks on the album. They're promoting like 1 or 2. So then if they're promoting 1 or 2, they could maybe double this up and you're doing it for 16 weeks. But see, at the end of the 16 weeks, what are you going to do next? You can't then bring out another album, because then it looks like you don't care about that album if you've got a second album on the way already, you know? So that's why we don't suggest doing albums, okay? With the 2025 plan for single release strategies, it means that we are basically promoting every week of the year. Now, I might try and get a little graph made up so you can see this. I'm going to point here as if the graph is on the screen, okay? But if you're promoting for, like, say, 2 months, okay, that's a really good start. You're going to break the algorithms. You're going to start to kind of get seen by new people. If you continue that on for, say, 4 to 6 months, and this is actually the bit where most people will stop doing it, because, you know, they're getting tired of promoting themselves every week, constantly updating their social medias, telling people that, like, oh, I've got a new song out, blah, 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 you know. But if you've been doing this for the entire year, I'm going to pretend that the 12-month mark is here, okay? If Alex can make a nice little graph that's showing this going up, this is your fan base, this line here is your fan base, and this is time, okay? So if you've been doing this for 12 months in a row and sticking to the 2025 plan, being able to promote each song, so obviously we spoke about my band Trends, we've got that single Love If You Want It. When that comes out, we will promote that like heck for about 8 weeks, and then we'll move on to the next single and we'll start doing it. But at the same time, you don't want to forget about the other songs, right? Still promote those a bit if you can. Use them as sounds on your Facebook stories or your Instagram reels, things like that. However, if you've been doing this consistently for 12 months, this is the point I'm trying to get at, I can guarantee that you're going to grow, like, exponentially. Your fan base, your following, your listener growth, it's going to go up. However, if you're doing this for an album, like, yeah, it's good and it may bring in some money, but you can't do it consistently, okay? And as soon as you release your next song, it's almost like that album is just, you don't care about it, you know? The best thing, in my opinion, that you could do, and I've said this to a few people, so one of the bands that we actually spoke about earlier, We're Not Scared of Robots, who done their own video, in January, they are playing a headline gig in Edinburgh. They're going to get a live recording of it, and they're going to release a live EP, you know? Now, something like that is fine, and it's songs that are already out with some new ones that aren't out, so there's a reason for people to go and listen to it, you know? And they have some fans that are overseas who actually can't get out to a show, so now they're able to witness and experience the live performance, you know? So doing something like that, like a live EP, is absolutely fine, you know? And you can promote that, and it's a gig, so it's like, what, half an hour? It's not as much as an album, it's maybe about half of that, but it's still a really good idea, and it's easy to promote. They can get some physical copies made up. It means that they can then take it to gigs and stuff with them as well. We're actually doing it in Hurricane this year. We're doing a compilation CD, and it's basically every song that we've released on the label this year. You'll be able to buy it on our website at www.hurricanerecords.co.uk. So it's our 2024 compilation. It'll include some Trends music. It'll include We're Not Scared of Robots, some Matthew Ruddy, some Wishbone Moon, just to name a few that are actually on it. You can, again, like I said, you can buy that on our website. But why not do something like that? You know, if you have been releasing bi-weekly, at the end of the year, if you've made such a following by sticking to this, see, by the time Christmas comes next year, you're going to have quite a large follow. Not maybe not a massively large following. I'm not saying you're going to be the biggest band on the planet, but you will have a larger following than you do right now, and it won't be just followers. It's going to be actual fans who are willing to buy your merch. So, you know, take those songs, take Love If You Want It, take The Pen. It's a callback to the last video. You know, take those songs, the other songs that you released, and make an album at the end of the year or an EP. Take all those, put them on a physical copy, and send it out. You know, get it put up on your website if you have one. Put it up on your Bandcamp. Put it up on whatever. Take it to live shows with you in 2026 and make a little bit more income. You know, so that's how I would do an album in this day and age. Maybe once you've got such a large following. I think we had a chat with someone recently, and they had actually said that their eligibility for doing an album on their label was once the artist had close to 1 million monthly listeners, which sounds like a lot, you know, it does, but in the grand scheme of things, it might not be that hard if you stick to the plan, are uploading consistently out gigging and getting your name out there, consistently uploading to social media. You know, consistency, like we said in the last video, is absolutely key. As long as you're consistent with your music and your fan base, things will pick up and things will happen. Anyway, that's the idea. It's not that I don't hate albums. I think they are good. You just have to be at a certain level to do an album. And I know people talk about this band is an album band, whatever, or this genre is, but it's not true. It's not. As long as you're giving your fans something new consistently, they're going to love you for it. And then, yeah, you can start to maybe put it onto a compilation CD at the end of the year and release everything that you've done. And that's a great Christmas present. If people actually enjoy your music, then there's a Christmas present for them, you know, that they can buy on your website. So anyway, that is the view on singles versus albums. It's not that I hate albums. I just find it easier to promote and grow a brand or a band with singles. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like I say every week as well, we've got our website, www.hurricanerecords.co.uk. Hopefully Alex put that up on the screen right here. It's still here, hurricanerecords.co.uk. And we have our Hurricane Academy where you can sign up. We try and keep it as cheap as possible, and what we do is we give you a bunch of resources. So we give you all these videos are in PDF form that you can actually download and just read in your own time. We also have other sort of resources there as well if you're wanting to grow your brand. Okay, anyway, until next time, I've been Tom. This is the Hurricane Records YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. If you did find this informative and helpful, please leave a little like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all next time.